Hi, this is Geoff. Welcome to the latest video of our garden. It's the 4th of August 2023. After a very hot June, we've now had the wettest July on record, and the weather's had an effect on the garden. As you can see, a lot of the dahlias are looking quite good now. They're getting particularly bushy, but as you'll see, it's had an effect on the heights. Some of the pot plants are looking nice. I'm going to show you around the garden, and then I'll talk about some of the varieties of dahlia. This one is called Cheval Megan. The red one is called Joe Sudi Hercules, a dwarf cactus one. And then this one here is a seedling that I grew 5 years ago, and I think it's looking very nice now, don't you? The orange one's called Joe Manda, wins loads of prizes, that one. And the yellow medium decorative is called Westerton Harry. But that bigger yellow one is called Wonders Capella, one of my favourites. This is another of my seedlings. I grew this one last year for the first time. It's already grown to 7 feet tall, and I think it's a nice one. Now the dahlias in this bed have been affected by the weather. The ones here are growing quite tall and they're growing well up the sticks. But as we get closer towards the house, they've not grown to the full potential. They've not had enough sunlight. Still, there are some nice ones. That's Totally Tangerine. That one's Happy to Ideal. And this one's called Creme de Cassis. We're now into the second part of the garden. I think it's fair to say that the dahlias down here have got more light, so more are already in flower. That's my hosepipe, by the way, not a snake. Oh, and that's that seedling of mine from 5 years ago. I do like that one, so I'm showing it again. That big red one's called Spartacus. I'm not showing you a close-up of that because it's got an open centred. I'm not happy about that because I paid money for that plant. Can't win them all. The dwarf dahlia is called Vera Cruz. There's some Tagetes, and these are some dwarf zinnias I got. I paid money for these too, but I'm not very happy about those because I think the rain's damaged them, and it's going to rain again tomorrow, so I'm a bit worried about those, whether they'll be any good for the open day. But these irisine certainly will be. They look really good. Those marigolds are okay, and more Vera Cruz. As you can see, I've got salvias all over the place, and that's a Coprosma mirror plant. That dahlia is called Parkland Rave. I've always liked that one. And this one's called Ferncliff Cameo. That'll look great later in the summer when more are out. Now this dahlia is called Golden Impact. I've talked about this on many of my other videos. It's one of my favourites. Normally it grows to 5 feet tall, but it's already 7 feet tall. I've never had one grow that big. Here's my usual display of blue asters and yellow rudbeckia. And this red and yellow dahlia here is called Hillcrest Firecrest. The tallest dahlia though is about 8 feet tall. It's one of my seedlings. It's not come into bloom yet, and I've had to chop that conifer back. This beautiful orange dahlia is called Shep's Memory. I think that's fantastic, don't you? What a lovely colour. And this is another tall one. First time this year I've seen this one. It's called Rycroft Porcelain. And this is another of my own seedlings that I grew last year, and it's already grown to 7 feet tall. I think it's quite nice that the petals reflect back. I'm quite good at growing pink seedlings. This is another one that I grew from seed last year. Now this one was the one I grew last year. It didn't flower, and I decided I would let it have another go because it produced a good tuber. Now should I have let it keep on growing, I don't know. The outside petals look really nice, but that centre, ugh. This one is Octopus Sparkle. If you look closely you can see that it's got 8 legs. It's a very interesting dahlia that. I know it'll be a talking point when we open the garden for charity. So all in all, I'm confident that the garden's going to look really nice. As you can see, there are lots of buds, and so by the time we open on the 2nd of October there'll be lots in bloom. And these are the seedlings that I grew from seed this year, and as you can see, lots of those have got buds on them too.
Hi, this is Heather. Most unusually, I have to tell you that Geoff made a mistake. He got it wrong when he said we were opening the garden for charity on the 2nd and 3rd of October. In fact, we are opening on the 2nd and 3rd of September. And at the end of the video there's a link to the National Garden Scheme website that has all the details if you fancy coming to look. This flower bed is at the front of our house. Geoff doesn't show this in many of his videos because we live on a noisy road with cars and bikes and lorries going past. In my humble opinion, this bed is looking better than the rest of the garden. Geoff wouldn't dream of showing you a rose either because it would distract you from his precious dahlias, but this rose is called Nostalgia. It's my favourite. It's been flowering throughout the summer and there are lots more buds to come, and as an added bonus it also smells gorgeous.